life goes in stages.
Yes.
And I think that's a good thing. So the advice I give my 18-year-old about going to club, it's not, mate, it's not all about work-life balance and all that stuff. He needs a different set of advice, which is, hurry up, work harder, all that stuff. It is, I feel that sometimes what happens is men are slow to recognise that they're moving into a different stage, and that's a great thing. It's not sacrificing. So I've got mates who, they've got 3 young kids in nappies, and they're working, hard, and they've got a wife, and they go, yeah, but I'm not going to give up my windsurfing and my nights out with the boys on Tuesday and Saturday. And you go, well, mate, you are. I mean, you're getting divorced, or you're going to. I mean, you are going to, and that isn't, oh gosh, the kids mean I can't windsurf and go out on the lap. You go, no, it shouldn't be a, oh gosh, I can't. You're entering a new lifestyle. That should be a willing, brilliant thing. What happens is it does change things. So the notion of surrender, without surrender being, oh, I'm no longer a man, or you go, but you've chosen.
Yes.
So like if you decided to, I don't know, go for an Ironman, you would have to change your routine to train to get fit for it. If you wanted to become an accountant, you'd have to go to school and learn accountancy. You've got 4 little young things running around. That's going to impinge upon your life. And I reckon that, and I haven't worked this out properly yet, but I'm going to write an article for a magazine in the UK about this. About there's 2 boxes. There's competence in the domestic terrain. And you've read the book. When I started doing it, I was a complete goose. Dressed them in the wrong clothes, dropped them off at the wrong school. Idiotically hard. Couldn't make their packed lunches. It was just far harder than running a company. Right? You've got the competence box, and you've got the involvement box. And one of my messages to men, only if they ask. I've got no right to tell anyone else what to do. Only if they ask me, Nigel, have you got any thoughts? I say, well, one of them is this. Right? Is don't worry about the competence box. Don't worry about it. Right, forget it. I don't care that you can't make cheesy pasta. I don't care that you can't sew a button on. Ignore that. Just ask yourself this question: would I like to be involved with my kids' lives?
Yeah.
That's it. And if the answer is no, it's completely fine. Who am I to tell you what to do? But go and watch a different website, right? But if the answer is yes, I would like to, that's it. Don't worry about competence, because after trying to make cheesy pasta 3 times, well, then you'll learn how to do it. It's obvious that you can't do it. Why would you be able to? You've never tried before. So don't agonise about, I'm no good at this. I don't know how to work the dishwasher or do the, whatever it is. I'm bored in the park, or I can't make the baby stop crying. You go, that's fine. Just like if somebody had never been in a filmmaker, and I try to do what you do, I'd fuck it up the first day because I've never done it before. But if you were going to sit around and help me for a few weeks, I'd probably learn a few things. Yeah. So it's not be worried about the competence, because what kids want is involvement.
Yeah.
They won't matter. They won't mind or even bloody notice if the pasta's slightly undercooked. They couldn't care less. And then what happens sometimes in relationships, God love our partners, is the competence thing goes for certain partners as well, which is allow him to be incompetent. So some of the arguments I wrote about in my first book about my wife asking me to dress the twins and me dressing the twins and then her saying not like that. Now I'm allowed to think, fuck you, you wanted me to dress them and I've dressed them. Now I know at the risk of calling men dolphins, and give me a round of applause and throw me a fish, yet do. Give me a round of applause and throw me a fish and say thank you. And then as we're walking out the house, maybe say, next time could you, put a hat on her head, not on her feet. And so why should I? That's a whole different website about relationships. But you go, the competence thing is a minefield. Yes. Let yourself be incompetent. Hopefully have a conversation with your partner where if I'm going to cook all these meals, which would be brilliant, to start with, they won't be how you would have cooked them. And I'm not going to want to try again. If the first thing that happened, the first time I dress the twins, the first time I cook a meal, is I get criticised for being useless, I may not want to do it again. I know that's probably wrong with me, but I just may not want to. Whereas if you say, well, thank you, that was so helpful, I didn't have to do it, guess what? I may be raring to go and I'll get better.
Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right.
And a part of that is not denying that.
No.
And then rolling with it. Yeah. So there will be a brutal awakening for many men in a situation that you and I may have been in, where you go, oh my God, so this isn't easy. Okay, well fine, that's a day. You go, right, so I've been an idiot because I thought it was all, cups of coffee and tennis. It's not. It's hard, difficult work. But then, and lots of time boring and all that. It's the just like any job is. Yeah. And then back to the confidence thing is going, and that's fine. It is what it is. It's not. I'm not going to do it as long as it's easy or as long as I'm brilliant. You go, no. You don't say that about any other area of your life. I'm going to do it because I've decided to do it, or it's what my circumstance demands that needs to happen. And then just get on with it. It is what it is. And what, again, in my life, and I'm in no way perfect, I couldn't be further away from being perfect, is once you throw yourself into it and you surrender and you want to do it, it's not, I'm going to fill in. It's just the most magical gift. I can work myself up to the point of tears just imagining a life where I didn't have the privilege and the honour of having.
Yeah.
These few precious years, the days are long but the years are short. Before you bloody know it, they're out on their own, and so should they be.
Yeah.
And you go, wow, many men, my dad, sent to school at 5 or whatever, they'd never have, for me, the utter privilege of those hilarious car journeys, all those tea times, or the hideous school run in the morning. I got up at 5 o'clock this morning to drive my youngest twin to water polo. And you go, yeah, but I won't be doing that in 10 years' time.
No.
And I'll miss the hilarious things that you say. It's just fabulous. And society, just like the wonderful, progress we've made on racism, on homosexuality, on blah blah blah, on feminism. The truth is, society lags behind on the area of men's roles. So for many people, if you say house husband or stay at home dad, they think loser.